Now, what many of you people may not know about me is that I was out of school for 14 years after I left secondary school. And it wasn't because I could not read and pass exam. I left secondary school as the senior prefect. I was on scholarship most part of my senior school, most of my senior secondary school days. I was teaching mathematics and biology. I learned mathematics alone. I was teaching my classmates. I was teaching the seniors that were humble enough to learn mathematics because they must pass it in their WAEC. And I was teaching the SS1. So I was one of the A-class students, finished as a senior prefect. But it took me 14 years. All my dreams of going to study medicine. Now, I lived in this Abakaliki for 10 years. I had zero skill. Some of you even know how to do basic stuff. I did not know anything. I was privileged. I've also worked in this state. I was 22 when I became the SA to the head of service without a university degree, and I worked with government for 6 years. Follow this story. What I want to do, when I was coming back, I was landing in Nigeria, I was just telling God that what I have just come to do is to give back the same thing that he gave me that bettered the Raymond that people talk about. And so I do not even expect everybody's life to change after my destiny. It can just even be one person. Now, even that one person, it may not be today. It may not be 1 week. It may not be 2 weeks. It may not even be this year. But a day will just come, and the court just strikes, and your own starts. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so, having served as the SA to the head of service, I volunteered with an organization, just be following keywords that I'm saying. I picked the environment from you. The spoken word person spoke about you have to have ambition to change the world. I wrote it down. Uche spoke a lot about choices. I wrote it down. So just be picking out something that may work for you. So in this same Abakaliki like this, I was ejected from my house twice. What does it mean? It means that I was living in a place I couldn't afford to pay. Rent was 30,000 naira per year. I couldn't pay. I was ejected from the place. I managed to get another place. I stayed there. I was ejected again. I traveled out of Nigeria for the first time in 2017. I will tell you guys, I'm not sure I'll go through those details, but I'm trying to just paint a picture for you guys. And over these years, I've been invited by presidents of nations, actual presidents, not presidents of association, actual presidents. During my time in Russia, I was invited by the Russian presidency, and then we were in a meeting like this where President Vladimir Putin was there, and he was talking to us. And I was just wondering and thinking in my head, is it not this same guy that could not pay his rent, that could not go to school? How is it that you are in a room with one of the most powerful persons in the world? Now, having not gone to school for 14 years, you said something that was very, very vital. Ezekiel said that thing, very, very vital, which was why I decided to now go to school. When I wanted to go to school, I didn't go to school because I wanted to prove a point, because me, I know say I sabi book. So I was not going to prove a point that I can read and write exam. No. By the time I decided to travel abroad to study, I had already built a successful organization. I've already traveled to different countries. I've been invited by the President, Paul Kagame, to speak in an event of over 10,000 people from 92 countries. So I was doing well, as it were. But, so what Ezekiel said was actually why I decided to go study abroad, the quality of network. I made up my mind that, okay, if I've spent 14 years before going to school, then I'm going to go to school at a level where I can cover up faster. Next slide. At the end of the day, it took me 18 years, because eventually, yes, I went to school, studied what I like, what has impacted on the, reinforced what I started doing in 2013. But then, ultimately, it took 18 years for me to get a university degree. Now, why is it important that you listen to my grammar? Please, I may not speak the one that appeals to you. Like I said, I did not go to school for a long time, so I'm still learning to adjust myself. Now, the reason why you should listen to me is that by God's grace, I've been privileged to learn from the best in the world. At a point in my life, I served as the personal aide to Dr. Miles Monroe. I was not a university graduate. And so there are principles that I learned from these people that helped to power up what I wanted to do when it started. So some of the best persons in the world, you could see Chief Mrs. Sugonachi was my boss. I I'm grateful to God for her wherever she is. You know, Fela Duroti, amazing people that I've been privileged to learn from direct. Next slide. Now, having said all these things, here is the real question. Do you people now want me to be real with you people, or do you people want me to do aspire to perspire? Should we do aspire to perspire? We can do it. I will be giving you people quotations where to go and find it in dictionary. Okay, let's get through it now. Next slide. How many of you know this place? How many of you know this place? You know this place? This is right here in this hall. It was here that my journey began. Next slide. How did it begin? How many of you know that person at the other side? Okay, you guys cannot see this stuff. So now on that slide is Ezekiel that just left here. I met Ezekiel right here in this hall. In 2017, he was invited to come and, train workers here. By the way, I worship here. And so he came then to teach us on productivity. It was not even a spiritual anything, just how to be a productive person and all that. And when he finished, he had a book. The name of that book is The Entrepreneur with the Power to Change the World, something like that. And he gave us an opportunity to get that book. Guess what? I could not afford it. The book was $5,000. Now, to get that book, you had to be in a WhatsApp group. I think at the end of everything was 13,000 or so. I could not afford it. And it was you get the book, and then he will now stay with us for some while and, train us and all what. I, who did not have money to buy that, I don't know how I gathered myself. I couldn't afford that. The little one I got, I called him and I started begging him. I said, please, there is no way I cannot be in that place. I beg you in the name of God. I've run, when you are running and you are sweating, it's like you are missing deadline. If you are going to the airport and they say boarding gate is going to close in the next 60 seconds, that's when you know that you can run. When I was coming back to Nigeria from Cyprus, I missed my flight by less than 7 minutes check-in. And just that less than 7 minutes cost me $680. The consequence was over $1 million. Just by you wasted time. So I eventually pleaded with him and he gave me the book. Since that time till now, I have not seen any other person that went through that process then that is as close to Ezekiel now than me. When we attend conference like this, now when we go now, you may not see any other person again for the next 5 years. Some of you that are core members, maybe you are posted to one place, posted like this, scattered everywhere. You may not see the person again for the next 10 years. That was what happened. Next slide. Now, at the extreme is me and Ezekiel. Me and Ezekiel, we have met in almost every country. That's in the UK. But one day he had to make a post to say, this guy Raymond, almost in every country we have met. There's no country. Anyway, either I go to that country, by the time I come back, he will be invited to that country. Or he will go to the country, by the time he comes back, something will just happen. I'll go there. Now, my aim is, at the end of my presentation is to get all of us to focus on what is working and not waste time to focus on what is not working. It's not important. We already know that some things are working, some things are not working. So what's the essence of wasting time on what is not working? Are you guys with me? Please, if you are angry with me at any time, just let me know you are angry. I promise you, I will step down. Next slide. I want to talk about what I have come to know as first generation royalty. Now, many of you people are here. I will read what is on that place so that you guys can see what is there. The slide is not changing here. I don't know why. You see, many of you people are here because you are the first person in your entire lineage desiring whatever that made you to come here. You want to achieve a dream that nobody, you have checked your paternal side, you have checked your maternal side, nobody. In fact, you are coming from a place where the people that went to school, they say, oh, go to school. The people that went to school, they don't have job. The ones that have job is as if they are just useless. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. They say, oh, it's by going to school. Okay, they have gone to school, they have a university degree, but they don't have job. The ones that have job, they are not paying them. And so you are now the one that is now fighting to break out of that particular place. That's what we call first generation reality. Me, I'm in that WhatsApp group. Next slide. You see, this was me on the last day in secondary school, where we had just finished writing WAEC in 2007. And I decided to take pictures. By the way, I document a lot of pictures. For those of you that don't like taking pictures, I don't know me. When it starts getting hot, I just fall back to my memories. I go back and check where I'm coming from. That's the only way you cannot commit suicide. Do you understand? That's the only way you can, because you check when things were tough. Now check when things were working well. Now check, you'll be like, okay, whatever I did that things were working, let me go back to that place. My goal is to get you to make progress against all odds without needing to wait for 18 years. The toughest thing I've ever had to face in my life was not going to school when my mates were going to school. And so if you are already in school, the best thing you want to do for yourself is to make sure that you are coming out at top. There's a difference between just going to school and graduating than going. And Ezekiel told you guys that he had to be brilliant because he gets to choose the people that are his friends. If you have already graduated, glory to God. But it also means that there is also another level where you can also reinvent your life as well and start from there. It took me 18 years. But within those 18 years, I was not useless with my life. I was doing something. Next slide. Uche said something about the fact that, sometimes we lie to ourselves a lot. They will always tell us, so your excuses are valid. But your excuses are lies. And Ezekiel made an analogy and said, listen, you will never know how much you can actually do until a lion starts pursuing you. So he said, I don't have strength. Until you are passing one street and one dog that is untrained shows up. All your excuses that I'm tired now vanishes. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so you must have to find a way to make results. We tell ourselves so many excuses. I say by the time I finish talking to you people, you ask yourself, some of you have parents that are giving you money. You have uncles that you can call. I never had anyone. I have 6 siblings. I'm the first son. So you know what it means. If you're a first son, you didn't go to school. But being the fact that you are from Igbo people now, the Okpara syndrome, so you have to find a way. Okay, you didn't go to school, now you can't find a job that other people are finding. Oh, you didn't have a skill, so how do you now make money? I know they do Yahoo, I know they do betting, I know they do gambling. You see, it becomes more difficult. Let's make results. Tell your neighbor, make results. Now, let me tell you guys about effects that's changed my life. First is that you have to decide that you're tired. Everything that you have done that brought you to this point have not given you the result that you want. You have to get tired. That was what the 4 lepers did. They decided that they are tired of staying here. That if they have to go back to where they are coming from, it's obvious that it is where they are coming from that brought them to this place where nothing is working. So there's no point going back there. Okay, if we decide to stay here now, we have been here for so long. You have been with the same set of friends for 5 years. Every time if it's not football, if it is a woman, if it is not woman, it is. And you know that what they are saying is not leading to where you want to go. As a first generation royalty, why are you there? You are with people that every time you get into their space, you know that your energy, the Bible says that it is the Spirit of God in all that bears us witness. So you have a spirit that is telling you that these people are not connected to where I'm going. So why are you there? By the time I was going to reinvent my life, I moved out from, I was squatting with my friends, some of my friends then, amazing people, fantastic people. Till tomorrow, those guys will continue to be my top guys. But when it was time for me to move, I had to leave them because they were all in school. And 80% of them are medical students, they are medical doctors now. So you know the difficulty of you with all your intelligence. You are in the midst of your 8 friends. And now it is time for them to do discussion. Discussion is when medical students want to study. And then you are the only one that will have to excuse them because you are the burden in that group. So if you are discussing something that is very, very beautiful, and all of a sudden they say, time have reached to study, and you must have to excuse them. It is painful going out with your brain, knowing that you can study what the same thing they are doing. The 4 lepers decided that it was time to move. This place is not healthy. You have been hearing, go and learn a skill, go and learn a skill, go and learn a skill. You say no. Okay, till now you have not achieved anything. Why are you still holding it? Do you know the capacity that you have? Before, I used to think that what's the essence of paying 35,000 naira to enter flight? Do you know that I was telling Weston, I said, this thing, whatever you are doing here, I hope you know that this is not the least that will ever happen. Not because I was praying for him. Because just by doing this, there is now something that will not get inside him to want to desire more. It's not a spiritual something. I'm not even trying to do Bible. I'm saying that is why you see people that are unbelievers, they are succeeding because there is something they know that you yourself, with all your speaking in tongues, you cannot convert it into results. And that gets me so angry when I come back to Nigeria. And so, your spirituality should be able to convert into something that is tangible. It should reflect in your lifestyle. It should reflect in your character. It should reflect in how you are kind. It should reflect in how you are supporting other people. It should reflect on how you want to be part of something that is moving. It should reflect on how you are showing information. Most Christians are some of the biggest hoarders of information. I live in countries where even when a woman is pregnant, they are excited to share. Not because they want to fly. Like, good news is a normal thing. I love what you are saying. Get into an environment where you don't have to think about what is not working. It is possible to do that. The 4 lepers. You ask yourself where you are now, do you like it? And if you don't like it, it means it's time to move. Next slide. Now, nobody is coming to save you. There is a price to pay and there is no shortcut. I will go to the Bible and show you people something that happened to me there, around that staircase. November 19th, 2019, at that place. So I was praying there and one scripture came to my mind. That scripture, now, I'm sorry if you are not a Christian here, no apologies, but trust me, what I want to say is powerful. Your husband was talking about, Jacob and Esau and all that. I was like, these people, is it like they monitored me from wherever I'm coming from? There's something that happened there that changed my life. Jacob came and collected the blessing. Am I correct? Am I correct? I'm not the hear voice. Una the verse. Jacob collected the blessing, Abi. You guys remember that Esau came and started asking and the father said it has finished. Do you guys remember? That's in Genesis, I think 40 verse 27 or 27 verse 40, thereabout. Listen, the father said to him, he said, as it is now, by design, the way it has been structured now, till Jesus come, you are going to be the servant to your brother. It has nothing to do with anything. He said that's the way it has been structured. The pillar has been set. Now you go to serve your brother. I don't know what I can do again. He now said, but wait, you can still do something about it. He said the time will come when you, some translation will say, when you get restless, when you are tired. This thing I said now that is only your brother that will be your leader. He said you will get tired. He said it is only you that will break the yoke off your neck. It happened to me there. Guys, as Nigerians, there is a design. I've been to 23 countries around the world. I've sat down with global leaders across different parts of this world. I organize events like this. People come from different countries to sit like this with me. You need to have at least 2.5 million. I'm not joking. How many of you guys know about USPAC? So you pay $800 first. Then you now go and now look for money and buy flight tickets. So your $800 is not part of your ticket. I'm telling you people that as Nigerians, there is a design that even your prayer, even your prayer cannot help you. What that prayer is expected to do is to help you get restless and now do what you need to do. You following what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if you like go and be sleeping in, go and knitting. I just told you from scripture now that there's a correlation. You must get tired because last week, Shebi they banned Nigerians from Dubai. Everybody switched to Qatar. Are you aware now that every male Nigerian now that is 35 below and not married, you cannot collect a tourist visa to Qatar? So what it means as it is now, thank God for your life. Because if it was now, you pray up and down, nothing, they don't close their door. What is that making? The Bible says that when an axe is dull, you're going to put more strength. So what's happening now is that those of us that are genuine are having to now show more effort to convince you that, don't worry, we are not the people that used to cause problem. Nobody's coming to save you. You are the one that will get tired. That revelation came to me there. I sat down and I knew that my life was doomed if I did not change it myself. They are telling you to read. You think, oh, I read, what is reading? You mentioned it plenty. They think is, yesterday I came back with this current book now, Femi Otedola's book now, that when it came out, some poor people that cannot even afford to buy internet data were saying, what am I going to learn from him? He didn't suffer anything. He came from a wealthy home. I said, that's why you no get money. That's why you no get shishi. A billionaire wrote something. This is where you can find the greatest part of people's brain cells. And you are saying that there is nothing inside. That's the book I'm reading now. Guess what? I've not even entered chapter 1. I'm already like, are you serious? You have to change your life by yourself. Next slide. You see, this is not my quote. I'm going to be referring this was spoken to me by Ezekiel. Ezekiel is for a very long time I struggled to openly admit that he's my mentor, but there's no other person. He's the only person that me and him were very close, even though he takes me like a brother. But me, I tell him, see, leave this brother thing. Me, I know where we start. They travel, everything. But don't worry. Ezekiel said this. He said, there will always be things to worry about. Just make sure they are not small things. There will always be things to worry about. See, if it is whether worry, we they get worry. Me now, I'm done with my program now. I was hearing now talking about scholarship now. I need a scholarship now to go. I don't even want to do masters. I want to use my BS to go and do direct PhD. That's how angry I am. Now, many people don't know that with your BSc, you can actually go and do direct PhD. At no cost, they'll be even giving you money every month. You'll be grateful to God. But if they tell you to go and get a passport now, you say you're waiting for it to get cheaper. There will always be things to worry about. So you are not the only person facing problems. The only issue is that you are worrying about things that does not make sense. You are focusing on things that are useless. Are you the only person that has a problem? Do you know the mental pressure it has to take me to remain sane and not to put my hand into any bad thing? As a young Nigerian like this, the way I'm talking, it doesn't look like I miss my way, Abi. To stay like this, the mental pressure. Let's say your mates are getting married, for instance. You are in school. They are building businesses, giving birth to you are in school. And I studied in a place where 70% of people there 70% of girls there are not there for school. 70% of boys there are into internet fraud. For you to stay in that place, study, and finish within time, and people are stuck there for 9 years. Thank you. Great. There will always be things to worry about. Make sure they are not small things. Next slide. And that is where vision comes in. How do you get a vision? It's because you are thinking small things. That's why you don't know what your vision is. Because vision is so big. It's not, you can't set a vision to eat food in the night. It's not a vision. You can't set a vision to buy a car. It's not a vision. A vision has to be too big that people have to tell you you are mad. You don't know what you are doing. Are you getting what I'm saying? It's the foundation for positioning yourself. Next slide. I need to rush up. Now, this is another thing. Guys, me, what I want is that any other time you get to see me or send me a message or whatever, I need to know that there are things here that have moved in your life. Take this very serious. When you learn how to take care of small things in your life, your mind will be open to think about big things. How many of people guys have said at a time where you know you have like 100,000 that is not doing anything, and all of a sudden you are no longer hungry? Does it make sense? There is money that just came. It's not money to pay school fees. It's not money to pay rent. It's not money to do anything. This money is just my money. 200,000. I'm not in a hurry to use it. And then you are now staying in the evening. Somebody is telling you, let's go and eat. You are now remembering that I have not eaten. You know. Are you serious? It's because when you have learned how to take care of small things, it is at that time that your mind opens to think about big things. The reason why we don't think big is because we are focused on thinking about small things. You understand what I'm saying? Anytime when they say think big, you are struggling to even know what is the thinking big. It's because you are focused so much on thinking about small things that your mind is not open to think about big things. And so this is the next thing that I did. And I'm going to go practical. Shebi will say we'll keep it real, Abi. I was owing a lot of people. You know when you are owing somebody for bread, and so you don't have 250 to pay back the money, but you have to go a longer route to go home because you don't have the money to pay. Do you guys connect to what I'm saying? I don't want lie for you people. Oh. You are owing somebody 1,000. It's a small money. You see that moment that you tell somebody, it's not just ordinary 1,000. But that ordinary 1,000 is ruining your relationship. Now you are avoiding the person. Maybe when you are avoiding the person, there was an opportunity that they were supposed to mention your name. They couldn't mention your name because you are owing 1,000 and you are avoiding. So what did I do? I started clearing those tiny, tiny debts. Me, I prefer to owe you 10 million than to owe you 1,000 naira. Because the people that will give you the highest trouble is not the people who are owing big money, it's the people who are owing small money. So eliminate all those tiny, tiny things around you. You will not find out that you are thinking at a particular frequency that will change your life. I cleared those debts. I left my friends where I was squatting. I found a place. I didn't have foam. I was lying on the floor at VGC. I'm mentioning them so that people know that I really lived here at Democracy Estate. I was the only person that was not a student. It's a medical hostel. I was the only person that was not a student that was living there. So if I go there and I drink my garri and I come out, so my friends, even if they don't buy food till 4 o'clock, I'm not in a hurry to wait for when they will buy food. So if they are discussing anything, I'm still able to flow with them at the level that they are flowing. Learn how to take care of small things. Go and ask yourself, what are the tiny, tiny things that used to disturb you? It can be as little as this. It can be as little as leaving your parents' house to go and find the house, your space. Do you know what happens when you're in your space and you have a table? I didn't have anything. I had only one plastic table, one chair, and one board, whiteboard. That was where I became. Take care of small things in your life. Identify them. It can be people, whatever. Once you take care of those things, your mind opens up without your permission to think about big things. Next slide. Now, we could talk about this. You know, there's something called personal sovereignty. This is like about mastering the act of self-governance. And I said something there. Imagine and think about your life as a country. You know, we always quick to talk about what's happening in Nigeria, Abi. Let's imagine that you yourself, you are a nation. I'm giving you a practical mindset. If you wake up every day, it will be pursuing you like village people. You wake up in the morning and stretch. Your brain reminds you that you are a country called Raymond. How will you govern that your country? It will show in the kind of conversation you have. It will show in the things that you are doing. How you dress when you are going out. All those things will begin to reflect when you start seeing yourself as a nation. Sovereignty means a territory being able to have a power to control yourself. Next slide, I'm rushing. Of course, Go back, go back. There are a lot of things there. There is vision, there is clarity, there is all those things. Let's go, let's go. This is very, very powerful. When I came here, I have a jotter. In fact, that jotter is branded my name, Seth. You must learn to live your life by design. Ezekiel talked about living on your own terms. You must learn to live your life by design. Never leave your house any single day without having a mental picture of how that day will go. And how do you do that? I have jotters in my house where I design my life, my day by the hours. I wake up in the morning, I sit down to design that I'm going to pray for 30 minutes. I'll do this one for this. I'll do this one for 1 hour. I'll call this person by this time. Those things have time, oh. Everything I want to do will be outlined. I will check email by this one, so and so time. I will do this one. I will write this. I will write that. Does it mean that I get to achieve them 100%? No. But it means that I'm able to account to myself why certain things are not happening in my life. I don't live a confused life. You know, if you ask me now, Raymond, where were you last week Wednesday by 4 o'clock? I'll quickly think, oh, last week Wednesday, I was in Vladivostok. It is so and so and so time. That means it is by this time in Nigeria. Okay, where am I? I will tell you where I was. So I do not live a life of waking up and I'm like, I don't even know what happened today. That's because you don't have a mental picture from the beginning. And if in any way you are not able to achieve those things, you are now able to tell yourself, okay, I wanted to pray for 30 minutes, but for some reason I prayed for 45 minutes. That's why it's now lapped into this. You can now find another place to either cover up or to leave it out. But whatever happens, you have a blueprint as to how you are living your life. I have that blueprint. You must live your life by design. Stop waking up every day and going out without knowing what is going to happen. Stop going out, waking up and leaving and just going anywhere because people are going. Let's go here, you are going. You need to consult and say, this place I'm going, how does it align with what I already have? Otherwise, people are going to use it to achieve their own dreams. Next slide. Get into the right association. Critical. If you guys follow Wilson, a few days ago, he posted something on his WhatsApp. He said, and we learned this from Ezekiel, and I keep mentioning his name because he's been a critical part of my journey. He said, to succeed in this life, you must have someone you are either too ashamed or too afraid to disappoint. If you set a goal and you did not achieve it, if you go to meet your friends, you people just laugh over it, that person in the back, leave that person. You must talk with people that when you say, I want to host this conference, and when you have not hosted it, you are not supposed to see them. You are supposed to be hiding. It's not because they will slap you, but you are either too ashamed or too afraid to come and tell them stories. You must get into association that make you very uncomfortable. Even if you have to pay for it. I pay a lot of money to be in association. You know why? I don't just pay for the knowledge. When you pay for association, you pay for access. And to succeed in this life is access. Which is talking about, oh, they have say, oh, they have scholarship, they have this. You think there is a place, it's the knowledge that gives you access. That's the cocoa. Do you understand what I'm saying? People are angry. I'm sorry. Next slide. I won't talk about this now. When I was coming back, I'm rounding off already. When I was coming back, of course, I have a lot of people that knew I was coming back. Normally, I have some time to spend with a few persons before I go. And so, in the next couple of days, actually, next tomorrow is my birthday, actually. Thank you. So, sometime, I think on 17th, I'm going to be having some time with some people who have been forcing me and telling me, oh, they want to spend. So I said, okay, I'm going to spend some 6-7 hours with them to show them a few things, actually. Now, trust me, it's not free. You know why? Because there's this philosophy that when people pay, they pay attention. We're at the level now where if I tell you, oh, pay 20,000 to be in my space, you know. I know they beg you for the money. I hope you know. Do you understand what I'm saying? If I tell you now that to be in my space for 7 hours, can go see everything that I have. You know, I cannot say it now. Now, if you don't have it, it's okay. We'll give glory to God. You'll get it when you get it. But there is an anger that you trigger when you stretch your limits. Are you following what I'm saying? Now, this law is called law of individual competitiveness. I'll just read it out and then we'll leave it, but I can unpack it. It's a whole lot. It says, what you know plus how you express what you know multiply by who you know, plus who knows you. This is the secret to your success. Your knowledge, fantastic. Plus, is not enough. How you express it But at that level, you are still at the level we call the arithmetic progression. You are still doing 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. 16 plus 16 is 32, Abi. 32 plus 32 is 64, Abi. Until you now put the multiplication equation, who you know, that's where you launch yourself into the geometric progression, where 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 4 is no longer 8. It's now 16. You see how you now skyrocketed by who you know. But they also say that it's not also enough by who you know. It is who knows you. You think Ezekiel will come here because Wilson just knows him? No. He knows Wilson. That's why he can fly down. It's not because Wilson knows me. Me and Wilson were from the same place. I could have flown from Russia back to Cyprus. I told him I'm coming. Don't worry, they come. It's because I know him. I can unpack this. Next slide. You spoke about environment. Many people confuse environment with location. It's not the same thing. Location is just a geographical, position. Environment is just a space with the elements that helps you to prepare and train. So you can actually be in a good location, but you are in a terrible environment. They say, oh, move to Lagos. Okay, you move to Lagos. It's a good location, but it's not. Are you in a good environment? Are you following what I'm saying? Next slide. I'm rushing. Every other thing I will give it to all the people that I'm going to be meeting on 17th. Of course, you just spoke a whole lot about tech. Tech is here to help you. Use it to build your personal brand, which I'm grateful that the king of personal brand is here. So he's going to come to unpack these things. I don't know what he's going to do, but I'm here with my jotters. Right? Next slide. And this whole thing I've said is not dependent on your feeling. And so don't wait till you feel it to do it. You have to start doing it. Start doing it until you start feeling it. Do you understand what I'm saying? You have to start doing it, start taking action, start doing what you have to do until it now becomes part of you. They say, oh, somebody say, traveling is tiring. Don't worry, not when president starts inviting you. I went to Russia where I have to fly 8 hours from Moscow to Vladivostok, 8 hours, 20 minutes within the same country. Within this, it's like going to Abuja. You're flying from Abuja to Lagos and you have to fly 8 hours. Imagine it. And then they are 2 hours apart. So even Moscow is 7 hours behind where I'm going. You people should get to that place. Next slide. I think that should be my final slide. Now, there was something this lady said, and I want to correct that and use it to share with us as I wrap up. She was to talk to some people here, the lady that was asking question, and there was something that happened. She now said, oh, small me. Listen, the only people that know you are small are the people who are still defining you by who you used to be. And so, you must never tell the story of your life in such a way that it invalidates the future you are desiring for yourself. I just told you guys now that I spent 18 years before getting a university. Do I look like I'm shy? I told you guys now that it took me 14 years to go to a school. Do I look like I'm shy? Many people even have war stories, but you are telling those stories in such a way that people are pitying you. When she was talking about scholarship, what I was just saying is that it is her story that she crafted in. She was telling you how she had to write a story. She had to write, even in her essay, she wrote why she did this, why she had to do this one. That is her story. Some of you have stories that if they submit it to Chevening now, it will shock you. By this time next year, you are in the UK, they are giving you money. But now you are writing down your story. You are talking to yourself, where even the person that wants to give you money self cannot even give you. Never tell the story of your life in such a way that it invalidates the future you deserve for yourself. Next slide. Okay, this is it. I think on 17th, I'm not going to talk about it. Any person that would like to be in this room, we'll just talk. I'm here. I know they go anywhere. Don't worry. I'm here. You talk to me. I'll let you know what it takes to be in that room. 7 hours, you're going to be with me. I'm going to go with you on a journey of personal growth strategy. But we are going to stay together with me, physical, so that I can do some mental surgery and unpack a lot of things. Me, I used to come back once in every year. Now I'm trying to come back twice. Uche, I don't know. Anyway, so I'm going to do that. I'm also going to help you guys to know how to access global opportunity through education. I'm glad you guys were saying these things. I was so blessed when people are talking about education, scholarships and everything. I'm going to also help you guys to know. And somebody mentioned that they run a travel and agency or something. It was you as well. I was so blessed. So I'm going to be talking with these guys. So if you're interested in being in this room on 17th, you just meet me later. No, don't stress it. I dare. I will let you know what it takes to be in that room with me. And I think that's that. Next slide. I think that should be that. Thank you so much, everyone. You can follow me on Instagram, on Facebook, or whatever. And I'm very responsive. It doesn't matter where I am. I will always respond. And I'm very nocturnal, so don't say I've slept. It will shock you that I'm more awake than you, wherever you are. Thank you so much, everyone. And it's really good to be back.